Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is actually a full moon reading for the full moon in Gemini, December 12th. So happy full moon in Gemini, guys. I'm a Gem rising, so yeah, I feel good about this full moon. I really do. So we'll just go ahead and hop into it. So the first card I pulled was Six of Cups. So I'm feeling a lot of reunion with inner child. And this kind of reminds me of like a little baby lovers card in the tarot. It's just very playful because if you think about Gemini energy, it's very playful. It's very, just fun. It's fun. Like, I don't know any Gemini in my life that is not fun as fuck. So, yeah. So I feel a lot of reconnecting with our inner child, reconnecting with our divine masculine and feminine energies, because that's also, lover's energy, which is the Gemini card. So yeah, I just see a lot of that going on. Then we have the Four of Wands, and then we have the Magician. So I feel like there's a lot of manifesting about to be happening, that what kind of relationships we want to take with us and don't want to take with us into 2020. Because mind you, this is the last full moon phase of 2020, of this decade, before we get into the eclipse in Capricorn on either the 25th or 26th of this month. I always forget which date it is exactly, so if you know, please feel free to correct me. And then obviously hopping into 2020. So I feel like this is kind of like manifesting what kind of life we want, what kind of partner do we want, what kind of stability do we want in our lives. Does that stability look solid by ourselves? Does that mean we need to come into union with the right people, meeting the right people? How can we create a solid foundation that makes us feel safe, secure, and stable in our finances, our emotions, everything? So then we have the Three of Cups, and then the Queen of Wands. So I'm going to see, I see a lot of celebration wanting to be had. Celebrating our accomplishments. Okay. Celebrating how far we've come, because obviously we're getting towards the last, the closeout really of the whole year and this decade. So it's a powerful closeout that's happening. But it's celebrating everything that we've accomplished. We've created so much for ourselves. We've really created our own happiness. We've been able to celebrate and move beyond, the mundane shit. Like, the Queen of Wands is creativity, passion. Like, we've created a life to where we get to explore our passions and creativity in an uplifting way rather than feeling ashamed about them. So yeah, really just celebrating kind of like this closing out of this energy that's happening for us. Then we have Ten of Swords, which we never like, but then we have Nine of Pentacles, and then we have Eight of Cups. So there's also, as this full moon is coming, there's also a closing out of all of our traumas, our previous traumas, pains, and just emotions that we've been talking about on my Instagram today, because I'm recording this Tuesday. I talked about the Strength card with the, I forgot the other card that was involved, but it was basically taming the inner beast, taming all these emotions of anger, bitterness, hatred, jealousy, whatever else has arisen for you. Instead of feeling ashamed about those emotions, instead asking those emotions, what lesson are you here to teach me? This is closing out of all of that kind of energy. This is closing out of that beast that has been nagging at us, that's been hurting us, and moving beyond that. Like, we're done with this. We're coming out of that, we're coming out of this energy of betrayal, because at some point we start betraying ourselves when we stay in this vibration of all of this negative emotions and energies. So at some point you have to say, I bow to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for teaching me the lessons that I need to know to carry on in my life. I send you so much gratitude and unconditional love for showing me these lessons and revealing these lessons to me, but I don't need these lessons anymore. And now I'm open and available to receiving lessons that teach me how to create my life in the way that I dream it. How I'm ready for the lessons that treat me how to be self-sustainable. I'm ready for the lessons that help me flourish in life. You know, instead of all these lessons about what I don't like. Okay, I know what I don't like now. Thank you. Now I'm trying to focus on what I do like. And with this 8 of Cups energy, this is like, okay, really us walking away from whatever it is we don't like. You know, if it is not stabilizing us, if it's not bringing us stability in any way, shape, or form, we're allowed to walk away. We're allowed to like, let me think about that. Give me a second. Let me think if that's really what I want to entertain or engage with. And, you know, that answer doesn't always have to be yes. Just because these cups are full doesn't mean they're the cups that we want. Which is completely fine to say no to whatever offers are coming your way. Or whatever offers are kind of dangling in front of you during this closing out chapter of 2019, excuse me. It's okay to see what the kind of toy in your face is dangling. Like, are you sure you don't want this? Are you sure you don't want to hold on to this toxic relationship? Are you sure you don't want to stay in this toxic ass career? Are you sure you don't want, you know, to hold on to these toxic ass friendships? Are you sure you don't want to hold on to that resentment and anger and bitterness? And, you know, it's that kind of like, okay, no, I don't want to hold on to them. And I'm free to walk away from any of those. And even if these cups are positive, you know, you're free to walk away from anything that you don't feel serves for your highest and best good. Because this is what this moon is really doing for us. It's bringing us a lot of joy and happiness and celebration, because it's kind of like that entail of like, yes, we're almost to the finish line. We're almost done. We're fucking good. But then it's like, are you ready to leave this behind? Because this full moon is going to help with that closing out, is going to help you close that chapter as we enter to eclipse, to the eclipse in Capricorn, the Capricorn eclipse. So yeah, either you can still carry that into 2020 or you can leave it behind, which obviously I recommend. So then we have crystal cards. We have Morganite, relationship healing. We have Brazilianite, flexibility. And then we have Crocoite, sexuality. So once again, this 10 of Swords, closing out these relationships that have brought you pain and, you know, traumatic experiences, because we don't need to hold on to that anymore. At this point, we're betraying ourselves if we continue to hang on to that. So how can you heal your relationship with yourself? How can you forgive yourself? How can you forgive yourself? I unconditionally love and forgive myself for accepting those invitations into toxic relationships this past decade. I unconditionally love and forgive myself for staying at a job that was not serving for my highest and best good and was not in alignment with my divine purpose. I unconditionally love and forgive myself for taking on these narratives that did not belong to me, but I felt that they served me best at that time. Unconditionally love and forgive myself for taking that invitation to feel my inner beast instead of help heal it. I unconditionally love and forgive these people that have betrayed me or hurt me in my past or brought toxicity into my life and not allowed me to grow in the way that is conducive to my life's divine purpose. You know, simple things like that, simple mantras, because obviously your higher self hears it, their higher selves hear it, and everything is okay. Flexibility, being flexible in your emotions, being flexible with this energy, being flexible, like, you know, if you're kind of teetering on these cups being offered that you kind of don't know if you want to carry with you, if you're like, I might not. It's okay, because that's completely fine if you don't have a direct answer right now. Tap into your body, check in with yourself. See if that doubt, if that like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, if it has that tonality, then maybe that's a no. Maybe that means it doesn't need to come with you in 2020. Or if it's kind of like on the more borderline yes, then okay, maybe you should still explore that opportunity or that chance or that cup to see if it is conducive for your highest and best alignment at this time. And if it's not at this time, will it be in the future? Perhaps. If it's not right now, You know, it's not to say that it can't wrap around back in your future and bring something positive at that moment. But if it's not bringing you something positive at this time, then maybe it's okay to just kind of like pause on it for now. Just because it doesn't feel like a hell yes doesn't mean it has to be a hell no. Sometimes it's like, it's okay for what it is right now. And we'll just put a pause on this, and I'll revisit this at another time when I have a definite answer. And with the sexuality, what I'm really feeling is a lot of sacral chakra sacral chakra energy going on for the divine. I know I have been doing a lot of sacral chakra clearing because with this 10 of Swords, right? All of this pent up emotions, all of these pent up anger, resentment, bitterness, all of this betrayal that we face, that all sits energetically in our sacral chakra, in our womb space. So you can heal this by tapping into your sexual energy, by tapping into that chakra zone. You know, placing your hands over your womb space and just kind of feeling it. What comes up for you. You know, if you're meditating, you can use carnelian, placing a, you know, sacral chakra crystal on that womb space and putting your hands there. I'm putting it like this, touching it, and just sitting with it. Like, okay, what comes up for me right now? What am I feeling right now? What feelings do I need to explore right now? Also, eating orange foods help you tap into it. Also, I feel like this playful energy is like, Geminis are so flirtatious. Like, I just, like, wait, as a Gemini rising, like, I totally connect with Gemini energy. So literally, we are so flirtatious. Like, it's just natural. Like, it's not anything negatively ill-intentioned or nothing like that. It's just very playful. It's very flirty. So I feel like this is gonna be like kind of like this sexy, playful cat and mouse type of gameplay going on during this full moon, which is fun. Like, it doesn't mean that it's like, oh my God, I'm so tired of playing these fucking games, but it's like this playful kind of game. And oh my gosh. And with the 6 of Cups, like, it can also be reunions. So reunion of soulmates, reunions of loved ones, whatever. But you see this cat at the bottom, like literally kind of like when the cat wiggles and is about to pounce, like that's the kind of energy I'm feeling. It's very kind of playful, flirtatious, sexual. It can be sexual if it isn't already. But it's kind of this kind of like fun cat and mouse game. Not the one that like you're ready to fucking attack your prey. But it's like that kind of playful flirtiness. So yeah, just have fun this full moon. Do the clearing out that you need to do. I always do burn rituals. Not always, but you know, when I feel called to do them. So literally I'll write down everything that I'm clearing out, you know. So if this is like those emotions for you, writing, I release anger, I release bitterness, I release, you know, my jealousy, I release, you know, whatever emotions. And if they're tied to a certain person, include their name. Like, I release my, you know, anger towards so-and-so. I release my bitterness towards so-and-so. And just write out a whole paper on that. Whatever comes up for you, like I said, tapping into your womb space and asking, what do I feel right now? That can help you kind of do that if you don't really know what direction to start in. Also, I forgot what else I was going to say. I lost it. But, you know, tapping into that womb space, seeing what arises for you, and then putting that into words. Also, that's what it was. So if you start writing, sometimes a lot of things will come up for me as I'm writing that I didn't even know I was feeling at the time. And so sometimes writing is just enough to do that. But to each his own, whatever you feel comfortable with, or creating your own ritual completely. You know, don't feel obligated to abide by mine. I'm just giving you ideas or insight of what ways have worked for me in the past and ways that could potentially work for you. So, and then once you write it all on a piece of paper, rubbing that piece of paper all over your body so it has your energy imbued in it. And what I do is I spit on the paper so it has my DNA, so it literally can release it from my DNA system. That's just something that I've been doing recently. Before, I would just really write it out and then burn it, or I'd put like an oil on it, like a release oil, But now I find that me just spitting on the paper, it literally lifts all of that energy from my actual DNA. So I don't really have to keep redoing this ritual all the time. Also taking a salt bath if you have a chance, because baths are always amazing on full moon. So if you need to release all of this and you don't feel called to do the burn ritual, you can always take a bath with like Epsom salt and whatever desired essential oil that you want. I would say I would recommend orange, just because that's sacral chakra energy, so that can help you release it, and it can almost help you release it in kind of a more lighthearted way. Yeah, because some of these emotions can be heavy, but like I said, this is more the clearing out of it, so I don't see it being too heavy for us, but it could get heavy for some of us. So I definitely recommend, if you don't want it to be that dark or that heavy for you, definitely use orange essential oil to help kind of lighten that energy of release. And just remember to thank all of those emotions, because they did serve as a protector. As uncomfortable as these emotions are, they're triggered to tell you, okay, what do you need to be doing? Does that mean you have more healing work to do? You know, if you're jealous, all that fucking means is you need to take the right action so you can live the kind of lifestyle that you're jealous of. You know, if you're bitter, replace that bitterness with forgiveness. Like, forgive yourself for feeling that in the first place, and then forgive those people that you feel bitter towards. If you're angry or filled with hatred, you know, replace that with love and forgiveness. Because at this point, if you're holding on to those emotions, you're just hurting yourself now. So just thank those emotions for those lessons, because they are here to serve us as teachers and guides. Yes, sometimes those teachers and guides are not the best to intertwine with or engage with, but it is necessary for our growth and development if you allow it to be so. So I hope you guys have a gorgeous full moon in Gemini. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I am still available for personal readings, along with the Sagittarius Zodiac readings, as well as distance Reiki sessions. So definitely be sure to DM me, email me. My Instagram and other social medias are Cheyenne_Renee. My email is CheyenneXRenee@gmail.com if you feel called to email me about a reading. But typically I answer my DMs. So, and if I don't answer them, yeah, it's just because I probably hadn't saw it or didn't see it yet. So, but I'm pretty on top of it. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.